Don Bosco, armed with nothing but faith and determination, stood against powerful government officials who threatened to shut down his school for poor boys. This David versus Goliath battle wasn't just about education. It was a fight for the soul of a generation. As bureaucrats and politicians schemed, Don Bosco outsmarted them at every turn, using his wit and wisdom and an unwavering trust in divine providence. This three-part saga of courage and conviction will leave you wondering, what would you risk for what you believe in? The Miracles and Prophecies of St. John Bosco, a project of America Needs Fatima. I'm your host, Adrian Fonseca. Subscribe for new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Howdy, welcome to the Miracles and Prophecies of St. John Bosco. I'm Adrian Fonseca. Today we begin a thrilling three-part series about Don Bosco's battle against civil harassment. In this first episode, we'll see how Don Bosco's school came under threat, and how he began to fight back. And as you listen, consider this. How do you respond when faced with seemingly insurmountable obstacles? And before we dive in, if you're inspired by Don Bosco's work, consider becoming a monthly promoter of St. John Bosco. Details are in the description box down below, so let's begin our story. From our account of the early months of 1863, we could conclude that though very busy, Don Bosco was nevertheless unworried about the future of his Oratory secondary school. The superintendent of schools sent him 2 questionnaires at the end of January, requesting information about all secondary schools in his province. In reply, dated February 4th, it sheds light on the Oratory scholastic program for that year. After a brief, respectful reference to the superintendent, Don Bosco went on to supply the requested information. Director, Father Matthew Pico. Arithmetic and Geography, Father Angelo Savio. First year, Father Victor Alisonetti. Second year, Cleric John Baptist Anfosi. Third year, Cleric Celestine Durando. Fourth year, Cleric Francis Cerruti. Fifth year, Father John Francicia. Pupils, first year, 904th year, 40, second year, 535th year, 64, third year, 94. Note, these teachers offer their services free of charge. They are licensed to teach during this school year by a rescript issued by your office last December. Though this administrative decision of school authorities removed the proximate danger of shutting down the Oratory school, Don Bosco used all prudent means to make the danger even more remote. He again took steps to win the authorities' support for his teacher's certification, though he knew that Chevalier Stephen Gatti of the Department of Education was ill-disposed towards him and ran a haphazard office. He called on him at the beginning of 1863 for a reply to his petition of November 11, 1862. "My dear Don Bosco," Gatti replied, "I did my best to help you, but we can't get around the law. Your present teachers can neither be certified nor admitted to examinations." "Why not?" Don Bosco asked. "They have not attended regular courses at the university." "They certainly have. Records of their 4 years of attendance, and here in your office. True, they attended, but only as auditors, not as enrolled students. But formerly, regular attendance was enough for admission to examinations. This can be easily proven. If certain fees are mandatory, I am ready to pay them. It's too late now. The examples you may cite are exceptions and cannot be invoked to bypass the law. This is unbelievable. Some time ago, you spoke on behalf of the Department of Education and directed my teachers to take certification tests to be allowed to teach. Now you tell me that they are not permitted to do so? Excuse me, but you are contradicting yourself. When the Department of Education gave those instructions, the matter had not been thoroughly examined. It has now been ascertained that to be admitted to examinations, one must attend the lectures and be duly enrolled. If that's how things stand, Chevalier, please give me a true friend's advice. What should I do now? Find yourself certified teachers for the next 4 years and register your present teachers immediately at the university. It's the only way you can save your school. Where will I find 4 certified teachers now? And how could I pay them? That's your problem. What do you suggest? Close the school. I believe that I can keep it open this school year. Next year, we'll see. By whose authority can you keep it open, even this school year? The superintendent's. Do you really think he can authorize what the minister cannot? The superintendent has no business meddling in this matter. Yet he authorized my present teachers up to the end of the school year. Impossible! Have you anything in writing? Yes. Here's a copy of his statement. He can't do that, Gatti exclaimed as he read the document. He can't! It's beyond his competence! I'll write to him immediately and reprimand him for exceeding his authority. He's an ignoramus and must be put in his place. I don't know the extent of his or your jurisdiction, Don Bosco rejoined, but I do know that all school matters in the province of Turin are referred to the superintendent. I won't worry. Should you decide to countermand his decrees, I'll appreciate your informing me about it. Gatti's indignation gave Don Bosco good reason to fear an unpleasant surprise, so he immediately called on the superintendent to tell him what had happened. Superintendent Selmi flew into a rage. So I'm an ignoramus, he exclaimed. Why, that idiot had to retake his examinations repeatedly, and he got his professor's diploma only through political favoritism. He climbed to his present position by bootlicking, and now he dares to call others ignoramuses? Let's forget all this. Don't worry, Don Bosco. Go home without any fear of losing your school. In approving your teachers, I did my duty and acted within my powers. If anyone countermands my decision, I'll clear up the trouble. Unlike Herod and Pilate's enemies who became friends, Gatti and Selmi became enemies. Their feud, which Don Bosco had neither foreseen nor desired, proved providential for the Oratory. As the saying goes, when two dogs strive for a bone, a third one runs away with it. Gatti wrote several indignant letters to Selmi, who repaid him with his own coin. While the two quarreled, the Oratory secondary school kept going. As regards his teachers' admission to exams, Don Bosco received a negative reply from the Department of Education, based on the same futile arguments verbally advanced by Gatti, who most probably had dictated the answer. However, it did not bear his signature. Furthermore, to crush Don Bosco's hopes and justify his refusal, Gatti sought and obtained a favorable opinion of the Superior Council of Education, which was subservient to him. However, Don Bosco did not give up, and hopefully he appealed to Minister Amari. His appeal, backed by Minister Peruzzi, fared no better than his first. On March 23rd, the Minister of the Interior informed Don Bosco that his teachers could not be admitted to certification exams. The cold, calculated courtesy with which Don Bosco's requests were consistently rejected was exasperating. Notably, since Gatti acted very affably with Don Bosco, lavishly praising the Oratory secondary school to the sky, but he was firm in demanding that its teachers be certified. Don Bosco was clearly between a rock and a hard place. Unless his teachers took the examinations, the school would have to be closed. Conversely, the Department of Education, through Chevalier Gatti, refused to admit them to the examinations. Patiently, Don Bosco went from the university to the superintendent's office, the Department of Education, the Department of the Interior. He even made countless calls to the highest government officials. All were determined to see his school closed at any cost. But Don Bosco was equally determined to keep it open. Take heart, he would say occasionally to his co-workers. Have no fear. God's mercy is infinite. You can be a part of this legacy by becoming a monthly promoter of St. John Bosco. Your support helps continue his mission of education and faith formation for youth worldwide. As a monthly promoter, you'll receive spiritual benefits like Mass Remembrance certificates, a daily rosary intentions, and depending on your level of support, you may also receive beautiful religious items and books about Don Bosco's life and teachings. These serve as reminders of your connection to this great saint and his ongoing work. Your monthly gift, no matter the size, makes a significant impact. So join us in spreading Don Bosco's love and wisdom to future generations. The link to become a donor is in the description box down below or in the comment section. Thank you for considering this opportunity to make a difference. In the first part of our episode, we've seen Don Bosco's incredible resilience in the face of adversity. His unwavering commitment to his students and his mission is truly inspiring. And as we face our own challenges, let's remember Don Bosco's example and trust in divine providence. Now, what did you think about today's episode? What stood out to you the most? I would be very grateful if you would leave a comment letting me know what you think. I'm curious, and I'm sure others are too. Join us next time as we continue this thrilling story and see how Don Bosco outsmarts his opponents. Thank you for joining me today. St. John Bosco, pray for us. May God bless you, and Mary Immaculate keep you under her mantle. God love you.